Welcome into Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports, getting you all set for the Baltimore Ravens matchup against the Cleveland Browns coming up this weekend. A pivotal game for the Ravens in the AFC North. We'll go over my keys to victory, the injury report, and my prediction coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we do, if you want to beat the Browns, hit the like button on today's video. Look, what happened last week when the Ravens lost to the Colts, we didn't get enough likes on our videos last week. That's why they lost. So don't jinx it this week. Don't make me come and find you because you didn't like today's video. Like the video. Let's get some good vibes going for your Baltimore Ravens. If you like this video, they're more likely to win. Simple as that. Trust the science. Hit the like button. We'll get started with today's show. We begin with the injury report. Let's go through this. It is lengthy for the Ravens, as OBJ is questionable with an ankle injury, Marcus Williams with a pec injury, Tyler Linderbaum with an ankle injury, as well as Odafe Oweh with an ankle injury. Ronnie Stanley, questionable with a knee injury. David Ojabo with an ankle injury. He's questionable. Geno Stone with a ribs injury. He's questionable. Marlon Humphrey, a foot injury. He's questionable. Justice Hill with the toe injury. He's questionable. Gus Edwards with a head injury. He's questionable. And Rashad Bateman with a hamstring injury, he is questionable. So that was a lot to go through. Compared to the other side with the Cleveland Browns, and James Hudson is questionable with an ankle injury. Greg Newsome, the second, with an elbow injury. He is questionable. The Browns, a lot healthier than Baltimore is at this point in time. These next few weeks for the Ravens, it's basically about survival. When you have an injury list that is that long, and not everybody's going to come off of it right away, you are just hoping to make it by week. And last week, what we saw against Indianapolis was these injuries caught up to this team, and they couldn't work past them. Now you move ahead this week, next man up mentality. You try to see what you can do just to manage enough to get by and then move on from here. I will say this. I am very nervous. I think you should be as well, but we'll see. Who is going to step up to the plate? We'll find out. What's your concern level right now? My concern level is a lot higher now than it was last week after seeing how things went. I thought they were going to be okay last week, but ultimately they weren't. What's your concern level? Mine's pretty high. It's got to be about a 7 or 8 right now, if I'm being honest with you. Write it for me in the comment section where your concern level is. The Ravens and the Browns, this matchup is going to be pretty fascinating. You have two of the better quarterbacks in the National Football League, Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson. Although Watson has not played great as of late, Lamar off to a pretty decent start to this season. Both teams sitting with the same record at 2-1 at this point in the season and playing with something to prove, right? The Ravens need to get back on track after that loss last week. Meanwhile, the Browns, they've had a couple of good performances, but I think last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, they got exposed to an extent with how much their offensive line struggled going up against that Pittsburgh Steelers team. What can they do this week? It's going to be a pivotal game, and we're going to be live for it right here on Ravens Rundown with our Week 4 watch party. Our coverage will begin here at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Kickoff at 1 o'clock. We'll be live for the entire game. And we'll react to it in real time, have a few drinks on hand. You will not want to miss out on it. Ravens-Browns live right here on Ravens Rundown. Keys to victory for the Ravens. First and foremost, got to protect the football. Last week was just an utter disaster for the Baltimore Ravens when it came to protecting the football. There's no excuse why we should even have to have this discussion. There's no reason that it should have gotten to the point that it did last week with how careless the Ravens were with the football. And I know some of you are going to point to say, well, it was the rain and all that. I don't care. There should never come a time when you have 4 fumbles in one football game and 2 from your star quarterback. Lamar knows better than that to take care of the football. Of the 4 fumbles, 2 of them resulted in turnovers. Let's give the ball away when you shouldn't have. Protect the football. Put it in the breadbasket. I remember back in the day when I was growing up playing football, if we fumbled, we had to take the football and we had to sleep with it at night, cradle it like a baby to protect it, right? I hope the players are doing it, especially Lamar was this past week. And speaking of turnovers and all that, think about this. The Cleveland Browns are ranked 29th in turnover margin. So I don't want to give the Browns any more that they can work with because the Browns are likely to turn over the football is. I don't want to give them any more possessions necessarily. So for me, that's what I'm watching for. Take care of the football. Don't give the Browns any more opportunities. What is your prediction for this matchup on Sunday? I'm going to give you my prediction coming up later on the show, but I want to hear from you first. Chime in the comment section. Give us your official prediction. Who wins? What's the final score? Let us know. Number 2 on my keys to victory for the Ravens, get after Deshaun Watson. As I was watching the Monday night game against the Pittsburgh Steelers the other night, I got to tell you, Deshaun Watson just looked absolutely terrible. The Browns did an awful job of protecting their quarterback in that game. And so far, what we've seen, the Ravens this season have had 11 sacks in 3 games, which isn't terrible. But there is a real opportunity here to really just expose the weakness that is the Cleveland Browns offensive line. I mean, in 3 games played, Deshaun Watson has been sacked 12 times. That's tied for the 4th most of any quarterback in the National Football League this year. You got to get after Deshaun, get him under duress, because what we've seen so far is that when there is pressure on Deshaun Watson, he is a different quarterback. He struggles and he doesn't play well. That was exposed last week in what the Pittsburgh Steelers did to this Cleveland Browns team. I want to see more of that. And you look at the stat numbers for the Ravens so far this year, what they've been most effective last week, you point to Kyle Hamilton when he was just blitzing all day on Gardner Minshew. Had wide open lanes to the quarterback. He's leading the team in sacks right now with 3. Roquan Smith's got 1.5. Clowney, Matabuke's got 1. Darius Washington, David Ajabo, Patrick Queen. Who is going to be that dominant force? Is it going to be Kyle Hamilton coming as a safety, or is it going to be somebody else out there? I want to see who's going to go after Deshaun and give him hell. Somebody needs to, if the Ravens are going to win this football game. Today's show is presented by one of our newest partners here at Chat Sports. Odds Are is not a betting app, but its AI technology recommends the bets that you should be making. Luck is not strategy, folks. Download Odds Are, and if you go to oddsr.com/NFL Daily, we are giving Ravens Rundown viewers a 30-day free trial. So here's how it works. You scroll through their games, whether it's the National Football League or other sports, and you look for the green values. The green values tell you the bets you need to be making, whether it's for your team to cover or whether it's for the over-under, whatever you're looking for. They're going to tell you the best bets that you should be making, and they're also going to tell you the bets that you should be avoiding. Red means bad, green means good. So go ahead and download Odds Are now so you can find those bets. That way you can make the best wagers wherever you wager. Download now. Odds Are. Luck is not strategy. oddsr.com/NFL Daily for a 30-day free trial. Terms and conditions do apply. Tell them the Tyler Jones Chat Sports sent you. You'll be glad you did. Number 3 on our keys to victory for the Ravens, let Zay Flowers work. I got to tell you, I really like what I've seen from Zay Flowers so far to start off 2023. He has been one of the most impressive rookies I think I've ever seen at his position at this point, and he's still improving every single week. He's taking steps in the right direction. He's clearly Lamar's top wide receiver target, and the numbers in the first few weeks look pretty good. 21 catches, 188 yards, 9 yards of reception. I want to see Zay Flowers even get more involved, take another step in the right direction. I think that there's some trust established there between Lamar and Zay, and there should be more of that to come over the next few weeks. Look for Zay Flowers to play a pivotal role in this Ravens offense going forward. Name a player who needs to step up for Baltimore against Cleveland. I mentioned I want to see more Zay Flowers. Who do you want to see more of? Get in that comment section. Give us a name that comes to mind that you would like to see have a big day for Baltimore. Number 4 on our keys to victory for the Ravens is stopping the run. Now, the Cleveland Browns do not have Nick Chubb anymore, but that does not mean this team is still not going to try to run the football. Remember, they brought in Kareem Hunt now, and they are still going to try to run the football to open up the passing game. That is their strength, is running the football. Although they don't protect Deshaun well, they do still do a good job of running the football. And think about this. Cleveland is ranked 4th in the NFL in rushing yards, 160.7 yards. And in that game against Pittsburgh, they had nearly 200 yards on the ground. This team loves to just run the football as much as they can. The Ravens, meanwhile, their run defense, think about this. The Ravens' run defense has held up pretty strong to start off this season. They are one of 5 teams that have not allowed a rushing touchdown so far this year, so something's got to give. Is the Browns' run game going to break through, or are the Ravens going to hold their own? Hopefully they hold their own and are able to slow down that Cleveland Browns run game if they can. Last on the keys to victory for the Ravens is can't be scared of a shootout. If this is a high-scoring affair, I think back several years ago, that great Monday night game when the Ravens beat the Browns and Lamar and Baker Mayfield went head-to-head in that shootout. If this turns into one of those type of games, can't be afraid of letting that happen here. I'll go with Lamar every single day of the week and twice on Sundays over Deshaun Watson. If it comes to that type of scenario where it's, who has the ball last, I'm rolling with the Ravens. You can't be scared if this game goes that route to just, turn into who's got the ball last, because you have better weapons than they do. Not just the quarterback, but the roster, the offensive skill positions. The Ravens clearly have an advantage here. And think about this. The Browns, they are winless. 0-10 when allowing 27 or more points in a game since 2021. That's tied for the worst in the NFL. So the statistics say that if you score 27 or more, you win this football game. Simple as that. 27 or more, you get the win. Now, the tail of the tape, let's compare these two teams side by side. Mostly, the tail of the tape gives the edge to the Browns as far as statistics go for this year, with a slight edge in points per game, yards per game. Ravens are better on third down. Browns are better in red zone touchdown percentage, while the Ravens are averaging more touchdowns per game. But I don't care what those numbers say. I look at these quarterbacks, and look, Lamar may not have the passing touchdowns that Deshaun does, but he has been a whole lot more efficient and a better decision maker through these first 3 games. Quarterback rating near 96. Deshaun not playing so hot. He's already got 2 picks. Completion percentage, a 10-point edge over Deshaun Watson there. To me, this game comes down to the quarterbacks, and Lamar is the difference of why I believe the Ravens are going to win this football game. I'll give you my official pick here in just a second, but first, better quarterback. You're riding with Lamar. Come on, Lamar fans. Get in that comment section. Spam Lamar. I don't want to be hearing from Deshaun Watson and all his cronies out there. Who's the better QB? Spam Lamar. Let's show Lamar some love in that comment section right now. So to recap, keys to victory for a Ravens win. Protect the football. No more fumbles. Can't be doing what we saw last week against Indianapolis. Get after Deshaun Watson. Give him hell. Got to get pressure on the quarterback. Let Zay Flowers do his thing. Continue to work. Got to stop the run. Can't be scared of a shootout. If this turns into a high-scoring affair, I'm going with Baltimore every time. With that said, I told you that the statistics show if the Ravens score 27 or more, they win. I think they do score more than 27 here. I got them 34-28 in a high-scoring game. Ravens get it done when it matters most and pull off the victory there. If you want that Ravens win, you know what to do. Hit that like button. Don't jinx it. We will see you coming up on Sunday afternoon. You will not want to miss it right here on Ravens Rundown.